Most paintings, they're one-dimensional. You see one thing. With me, you go up close, you see a whole different world. I took a job as a associate editor of a new magazine in Harlem called How You Act. And I was 19 years old. The editor sent me on errands, but she sent me to go take a package to the president of the Museum of Modern Art. I had never been in a museum before, and I went into the Museum of Modern Art and saw a painting for the first time. And I never thought about painting, I'd never seen painting, and I could see that painting was of a philosophical nature. And it took me 3 years to have enough nerve to take a drawing class. I never drawn before. And I had no facility, nothing. And I was I was in this class with these young kids, they're 18, and they've all been drawing for many years. And after class, I smoked a joint and was crying like a baby. And I drew for every day for 2 years straight, and I got it. And that's how it started. And then I saw a larger world where I could fit in with my thinking. I was looking for 9 shapes that I'd never seen before. So these are the first 2. I work over a period of years' time. Like I'm working with ideas now that I first developed in 1981. So it's like I carry around ideas in my head. I'm able to carry it around because I don't explore in a sketchbook or anything anymore. I want to be involved in the inception of things, as opposed to me, afterwards. I was making paintings on canvas, but I was looking for a way to innovate. I wanted to make the work as close to the surface coming out of my hands. So brush went away, and I discovered in grade school this thing called marking crayons. Marking crayons were used in steel mills and lumber yards for marking. And then after I did the show at Artist Space, was the first show in the world using what's now called paint sticks. It opened November 3rd, 1973, in the early days of Soho. And the curators of the show made sure that all the black artists came to meet me. And this guy comes up to me and says, "Nice show, see you in 10 years. And I said, "Who was that?" He said, "That was Jack Whitney." This is one of the only paintings I've ever made that has a narrative. On this panel you see, this is a lynched man hanging in a tree. And over here is a young black woman slave. He's hung because he was protecting her. I bring a Southern black mentality to minimalism that was like clean and white. I was involved with listening to incredible avant-garde jazz music, where the abstract expressionists people, before they heard bebop, they were doing basic Picasso cubism. And then suddenly they came to huge paintings, and it was like pure abstraction. But it came from learning improvisation from the jazz bebop artists. And so that's where my work starts. I'm not influenced by the music, but I'm influenced by how powerful and how beautiful it became. I've always been interested in growing abstraction because I thought like abstraction was very limited. And so for me, I think that bringing in this Southern mentality also jives with the underground work. There's also the underground. Well, the underground after we're gone. I use graphite a lot, which also grows underground. Now I've moved on. I've moved on a bit by bringing in the new work, the things that grow underground that I eat. I mean, smart is not special anymore because there's so many ways to be smart, and it's easy to be smart with a phone. Like on the internet, it's like, so for me, that part of the work is assumed. I feel you have to bring something of yourself to the work. The reason behind using my address book was that I only had one from 72 till I moved to Chicago in 91. The last name in that book that I added was my friend Harry James Marshall. And that's my entire social DNA. This book was bought in 72, long before the internet. Like, and you needed people's address to mail them announcements. But so everything happened in my phone book. Like, it was like everyone I was friends with, all my ex-lovers, all my enemies, everything in that book. And so it took me a long time to be able to release such personal stuff. But when you look through the book now, you see my whole life, and my whole life has been pretty interesting. I used to carry it around with me because I had a special coat made for it. Yeah, my youngest sister, Marvine, made it for me. But it's kind of rare to have the same phone book for those many years. And I wasn't like planning this, but it's like as soon as I made the image with my house that I was born in, things started to grow and it became more personal. I mean, that meaning that like every painting is a portrait because every painting I put in everything I know. So that's what I want to encourage you to approach my work in a really intimate way, closer and closer and closer and closer. But at the same time, I want you to feel something back here. So, and so that's where the underconscious begins to happen, where you look further and closer, and then you go in there and you see me. Boom.